Week 1 is the most unpredictable week of the NFL season. So let's predict it.
Amon-Ra is not Jefferson.
Amon-Ra's better than Jefferson. If you guys go watch the freaking film, you can see that Amon-Ra is a much better player than Jefferson.
I don't hate this tier. Wait, did you say Drake London?
No.
Okay, I hate this tier.
All right, the first game of the season, the opening game, it's going to be Eagles versus Cowboys. Who do you got winning this game?
I actually am going to go with an upset here. I'm predicting the Cowboys to win this game. Like we said in the intro, that week 1's super unpredictable. Like, we know that. And the Cowboys always play the Eagles super, super tight. And not because of their defense. I know they lost Micah Parsons. And that's the reason everyone's like, this is a set-in-stone game. And yes, the Eagles are obviously more likely to win. But the Cowboys always play them strong with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott plays amazing against the Eagles. And they score a lot of freaking points. The Eagles could be on a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. If they get stopped just a couple of times from this crappy defense, I could see Dak putting together enough drives to take this game. But I could also see the Eagles blowing them out by 40. But I had to fit in a few upsets this week, especially week 1. There's always like 6 upsets, I feel like. There's a ton of upsets. So you know what? Let's start off the first week of the season. Let's make it fun and let's get an upset going.
That's actually insane. Like, the Cowboys' biggest weakness is their run defense. They added Kenny Clark, who's a bad run defender.
No, he's him.
Okay, I've watched him for like ever since I've been a fan, and he's not a good run defender. His thing is being a pass rushing DT. And they lost their Overshown's not playing this game. He's not playing for a while. Their number 1 linebacker might be like Kenneth Murray, Marcus Leafau. These guys that are basically like obviously they're roster guys, but they're not guys you're starting in most teams. Like, I just don't see this run defense playing well, and they have Saquon Barkley. I mean, I think Saquon's going to get less touches this year for sure.
For sure.
But I think he's going to have a huge game this week. Jalen Hurts not going to have to do that much. And if he is, I think this team's still going to win, even if they have to pass a lot, because they have so many weapons, and the Cowboys' whole defense is just absolute garbage.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously the Eagles are more likely to win this game, but I can see this. It's an in-division game. I can see this being an upset. I think it's in Dallas too.
I think it's the Eagles though. Like,
is it?
The Super Bowl champions always get the home game, I think.
Oh, I thought it was in AT&T. That's my bad. But I obviously I'm not saying like, oh, the Cowboys match up well or anything like that. But week 1 super unpredictable, and it's in division, which is even more unpredictable. And the Cowboys always play the Eagles amazing. And you know, they probably have this new motivation. Everyone's talking about how crappy they are now that Micah Parsons left. Everyone's talking about how crappy their owner is, how crappy the team is. Like, everything's just talking bad about them. Dak's coming off a big injury. He wants to bounce back. Like, they have so much motivation, and all the Eagles have is like, oh, we just won the Super Bowl. Now we're playing an easy team. It's easy matchup. Like, they could be a little bit slow to start because they're already counted as a win in their head, and the Cowboys could come out on top.
I mean, I guess if that's what you want to use. I just don't think this Eagles defense is good enough to stop the Cowboys offense to a average offensive output, and the Cowboys defense is not good enough to keep it close enough.
Well, we'll see.
I think it's going to be 2 or 3 score game.
I think it could be a 40-point blowout, but we'll see.
Interesting prediction. I'm obviously going with the Eagles here.
Okay. Well,
Not even close.
Make sure you join our Pigskin Pick'em League with the link in the description. What's our next matchup?
The next game is going to be Chargers versus Chiefs.
Okay. I picked the Chargers. Not the Chargers, the Chiefs to win this game. I wanted to pick the Chargers because obviously I want the Chiefs to lose, but week 1, a lot of it comes down to coaching a lot of the time, and when you got Andy Reid on your side of the ball, I'm not going to pick against you in week 1. Unless you're playing, you know, a really, really good team. So, I expect the Chiefs to win. Obviously, cheering for the Chargers, and the Chargers could upset. Don't get me wrong; they're a good football team. In division game once again. A lot of in division games for week 1, by the way, which is kind of dumb, but a lot of them. And so Chargers could upset, but Andy Reid's a phenomenal coach. I trust him to get a win in week 1.
Yeah, I mean, I just think this Chiefs team is so much better than the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers are going to make the playoffs. And the Chiefs are obviously coming off a Super Bowl berth. They're missing Rashee Rice. That's a big loss. But they didn't really have him last year. Their whole team, like, they were able to play just fine without him. And, yeah, the run game should be better this year, I hope. And I think they're definitely the better team, so I'm obviously going to go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I think Chiefs are definitely the favorite. So,
but the Chargers want to run the ball, but is Najee playing?
Yeah, I heard that he's healthy.
Okay, but I think Hampton's starting. Hampton and Najee is not really a good backfield in my opinion.
No.
If you're a run-heavy team, that's not exactly the backfield you want.
Herbert's going to need to let it loose in order to win this game.
Definitely.
But we'll see what happens. Who is the third matchup we got?
The third matchup is going to be the Buccaneers versus the Falcons.
All right, who you got for this one?
I got the Buccaneers. I think the Falcons are a sleeper team, but I think at least early in the season they're not going to be playing up to their full potential. Michael Penix, 4th career start coming up. This whole roster is pretty young, and not the Cowboys, the Buccaneers. You know, they've had the same team together basically for multiple seasons. This offense is very experienced. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, these guys have been playing with each other for a very long time. Bucky Irving's a great running back. I think that this Falcons team is probably going to get the game in the second half of the season or whenever they play next. But I think for this game, I'm going to pick the Buccaneers because they're the more experienced team.
Over 80% of people picking the Bucs for this one. I don't really
think
get it.
that's kind of crazy.
I'm
but-
definitely picking the Falcons on this game. Yeah, it is Michael Penix's 4th career start, but what you also have to remember, the Falcons swept this team last year. They swept them, even though they were a worse team last year. They have a ton of offensive weapons, and this Bucs defense is just straight up not good. It's going to be a high-scoring affair, is my guess, but I trust Michael Penix. He's had a whole year with these starters now, and I've obviously predicted Michael Penix to be great this season, and if he is, I don't see them losing this game unless it's like, a really, really high-scoring game. But I trust, with the receivers out on the Bucs end as well, you're starting a rookie who I really, really like, but you're starting a rookie, Mike Evans, who is just getting older and older. Don't get me wrong, the offense will still be great, but I think this will be a good game. This is one of my favorite games of the week for
definitely.
sure. But I'm going to pick the Falcons here. I'll just see a lot of value in the pigskin pick'ems, especially with the 80% to like 83% to like 17% or whatever it is. I'm definitely going to take the Falcons on that. And I just, like you said, the Falcons are a sleeper team. I don't think they're going to start off slow, kind of like you do, I guess.
Well, I don't think slow, but I think they're just going to play a lot better at the end of the season. And right now, the Buccaneers are the better team.
I think they're going to come out firing, and London's going to have a huge game week 1 because I don't think they have anyone to guard him.
I mean, wait, the Falcons?
The-
AJ Terrell?
The Bucks.
the
don't
Bucks?
Have, why would the Falcons
Yeah,
be
I don't know.
guarding
Zion
Drake London?
McCollum? You
Yeah,
don't like
same-
Zion
exactly.
McCollum? He's underrated.
Yeah, he's not going to guard
And
Drake
he's,
London.
he's 6'3", he's got good speed.
No, I'm
He's
telling you,
definitely a
I
good
think
corner to match up on Drake London.
I think you're picking all the favorites right now, and that's just not going to go your way in week 1.
Yeah, I know, but
But you tend to do this every week. It's just, I'm going to pick every favorite. So
yeah, for sure.
okay, so let's go to the next matchup.
The next one is Bengals versus Browns.
Bengals. Okay, well this is obvious. I feel like.
The Bengals always lose week 1 of the NFL season, but this year they played in preseason. Their offense and defense, I don't really know if it's ever going to be ready. But
Yeah.
the offense at least is going to be ready. They're playing Joe Flacco and the Browns. I mean, I just don't see a way the Bengals lose this game. I mean, I said that last year with Jacoby Brissett playing against the Bengals, and they still lost that game somehow. I don't really understand, but with them playing in the preseason, they've got to win a week 1 game eventually, so I'm just going to predict the Bengals again.
Yeah, obviously I'm also picking the Bengals. This Browns team's not very good. Like you said, they've lost so many games. Every game that they're supposed to win in week 1, and it's an in-division game, so like this could definitely go the other way. But I'm not predicting it. People don't realize how big of a deal it is to play in the preseason for these guys, I think. And Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have a different level of motivation this season to prove, especially week 1. Like they're sick and tired of this week 1 narrative. I think they're going to come out firing. And honestly, if they put up 28 points, which is not unlikely in any realm, I don't know if the Browns can really score enough to come back from that. So
Yeah.
I definitely am taking the Bengals on this one. Who's the next team we got?
Next up, we got Colts versus Dolphins.
All right.
This is one of the, in my opinion, closer games. On ESPN, 80% of people are picking the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I picked the Colts. I think it's especially, as you said, good value. 20% of people picking them. And I think they're the better team. Jonathan Taylor's going to have a big game this week. Dolphins don't have very good defense. And, the Colts are going to have to run the ball a lot because Daniel Jones is their quarterback. But Jonathan Taylor gives this team such a high floor on offense that they'll at least be a bad offense. It's not going to be as bad as it should be with Daniel Jones at quarterback. And I think the Dolphins are really overrated this year. Tyreek apparently hates everybody, it seems like.
Yeah.
Their whole secondary is absolute garbage. They signed Rasul Douglas, who's now their best corner, but they signed him a week ago. And their second best corner is Storm Duck, I believe. So
It's definitely not. I don't know what your obsession is with Storm
no,
Duck.
he's definitely the second best.
Jack Jones
right?
is definitely better.
I don't think so. Not anymore. Jack
That's
Jones is
crazy.
lost.
Storm Duck's basically never played. I don't think he has played.
No, he played last year. He started most of last year.
He did not start most of last
Well,
year.
he's starting against the Packers, and he looked pretty solid.
Yeah, well, that's not hard. But I am also going with the Colts here. Just wanted to find another upset. I feel like this game is a 50-50 in my opinion, and like you said, it's at 80-20. Doesn't really make sense. So if it's a 50-50, I'm going to take the lower percent most scenarios there. But I feel really confident about the Colts looking decent against the Dolphins defense. That defense is just bad. Daniel Jones isn't good, but he's got the NFL experience. I mean, he's won a playoff game, for crying out loud. I can see him doing something against the secondary, like at least putting up a score. And like you said, Jonathan Taylor's going to be able to do at least something on the ground. So, that might be enough. Their defense is pretty solid, to be honest with you. And I'm not so confident about the Dolphins defense.
I think the Colts defense is so underrated. I think it's probably top 10.
I don't know, maybe, but I think the Dolphins' offense isn't good enough for me to be confident in them to put up enough points to win. So, I did go with the Colts as well. But who is our next team?
Next team is Raiders versus Patriots.
Ooh,
this is another close game. People are pretty split on this one. I went with the Raiders. I'm a huge Patriots guy this year.
And Raiders guy.
I'm not a huge Raiders guy.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I had them winning 8 games. But the Patriots, I mean, Drake May's not just going to come out and just break out in week 1. I think it's going to be a little bit of a process for this team. TreVeyon Henderson's going to be getting better every week. Kyle Williams is going to be getting better every week. This defense, it's a lot of new players on that defense. They're going to get better every week. But for week 1, I think that this team is not going to be as good as they will be, obviously. And the Raiders are a team with a decent floor, a lot of veterans on this team. I think they're going to be a sneaky team this year. And yeah, just if this was later in the season, I'd definitely pick the Patriots. But as it is week 1, I'm going to be picking the Raiders. I think they have a lot higher of a floor as a team, especially with Genty, Geno,
No, for sure.
Brock Bowers.
I also went the same route. I did end up picking the Raiders, but I think the Raiders always do pretty well really early in the season, from just what I've witnessed the last few years. Obviously, their coaching staff's been changing up, so maybe that doesn't really apply to anything, but it is something to look at. And I do think that the Patriots will be better by the end of the year, but I still wouldn't definitely pick them at the end of the year. The Raiders are a decent team. They have a lot of good offensive pieces for sure. Their defense is a big question mark, especially the secondary, but I think that it's going to be enough to get this week 1 victory. I think the Patriots are going to have some rough patches, like you were kind of talking about, to start the season. Even on defense, I think there's going to be some question marks at first. They got to figure things out. There's a lot of new personnel on this team that they're figuring out. New coach, new system, they have a lot of new, and you have a lot of young players trying to take a step forward, like Drake May being the most important one, obviously. And TreVeyon Henderson's RB4 on the depth chart for some reason, so that's kind of weird.
I don't think that really means anything.
Yeah, it can't be. But
he can't be any lower than RB3. I don't even know who their RB3 is, their actual one is. Bizabe Gibson. He's their RB2.
Oh, maybe it was RB3 he was on the depth chart.
Because I don't even know who the other running back is on their team.
Yeah, I don't remember. But I am going to go the Raiders here. I think Genty will have a decent showcase for his first game, and then throwing to Myers and Bowers is going to be pretty decently tough to stop. So I think it won't be a blowout or anything, but I think it'll be a good game. But I think that the Raiders are going to, like you said, have a higher floor type thing.
Next game, we got the Cardinals versus the Saints. Somehow 10% of people pick the Saints here.
That's actually insane.
I just don't get that personally. Spencer Rattler starting at quarterback, worst starting quarterback in the league. They have really one above average offensive player, and it's Chris Olave, and he's definitely not an above average number 1. But
it's just bad.
Yeah, the offensive line's probably their brightest spot on that offense, and that's kind of sad. The defense is bottom 10.
It's not
that good.
It's bad.
But yeah, the Cardinals are a very underrated team. They've definitely been on the come up recently. That defense is hopefully going to be really good with the addition of Josh Sweat. Jonathan Gannon is supposed to be a good defensive coordinator, a good defensive coach. I don't think he is, but anyway, so I'm definitely going to go with the Cardinals here. I don't think this game will be particularly close.
No, I don't see a way it is close. People forget that the Cardinals, they have good coaching, so they obviously start well in week 1. Last year, almost beat the Bills. If it weren't for Kyler just being absolutely stupid, they would have beat the Bills in week 1, who everyone's favorite team in the world for some reason. And so I don't know. This team just got better. Another year under their system, continuing to develop these guys. Marv hopefully gonna have a breakout and stuff. I don't know. There's almost no world where the Saints upset the Cards, in my opinion. This was very close to being my lock of the week. This is my second place for
Yeah, me
sure.
as well.
And it's close because like that's how bad the Saints are. I literally think the Saints are in contention for 0-17 this year.
I just think this Cardinals team though, like it could be. I think it'll be inconsistent at times, so that's why it's on my lock of the week. I could see like if they just have like a really bad week for them, and the Saints overperform, they could easily win.
I don't know.
But both of those things have to happen, and it also both those things could happen, and they could still win.
Yeah, exactly. If the Cardinals have the worst game of their life and the Saints have the best one possible,
It'll be close.
it would be close still. Like I don't even know if it's
Yeah.
possible that they can win. So, yeah, the Saints are so bad. But who's the next team we got?
The next game is the No, not that one. It's gonna be the Steelers versus the Jets.
All right, Steelers versus Jets.
Aaron Rodgers revenge game.
Yes, that's what you want to call it. He played there for 1 season.
Yeah, but he played there for 2 seasons.
He played
Jets
there for 1
fans-
season,
Jets fans hate him so much.
which is dumb.
Yeah, I think that's dumb as well. So, I mean, for me, this is an easy one. Obviously, the Steelers are going to destroy them. This defense is top 3 to 5 in the league, easily, in my opinion. I think this offense is also going to be underrated. DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers, Johnny Smith, Pat Freiermuth, you know. They got Caleb Johnson running the ball. This is just an elite offense. Well, not elite, but it's definitely a top 10 offense combined with like a top 5 defense.
People would not agree with you about the top 10 offense thing. People just don't
I don't
like
know.
it.
Maybe if I went through my offenses, they'd definitely be above average for
Yeah,
sure.
but people don't think that for
I
some
don't know. I'd
reason.
have to like rank all the offense to realize like they're definitely closer to 10.
This Steelers team is super underrated for some reason. Like you said, incredibly elite defense, has the potential to be number 1 in the league. One of like 3 or 4 defenses that has that potential, and you know, a very good set of weapons on the offensive side of the ball. I am a little worried. I think the biggest worry for the season is how does Arthur Smith use these weapons? Because I don't know if he's going to use them correctly. Well, you can say "oh my gosh" all you want, but we've seen it time and time again that Arthur Smith
Rodgers
holds
uses
them
who
back.
he wants.
Okay, you can say that, but Arthur Smith holds back every offense he's ever been on. And, you know, he's probably not going to use Jonnu in the receiving game. He'll probably not use Jalen Warren as much as he should. Like, there's these things that he is not going to do correctly. But they'll still beat the Jets. I mean, Justin Fields' revenge game, got to throw some love there, but I don't think that's going to mean much. You know, Tomlin always has a winning record. Everyone wants to act like the Steelers are going to go 9-8 again this season. Going to be better than that, but they get an easy start to their season. Who we got next, though?
Next up was whichever one I just barely said.
Commanders versus
Commanders versus Giants.
All right, who you got?
I think this is a very, very close game. A
Me
lot
too.
closer than people are thinking, but I'm still going to go with the Commanders. I think that this offense is a very good offense, obviously, and the Giants. I just don't know what to think about the Giants. Their defense is like really, really underrated. One of the
Super.
better defenses in the NFL.
Top 10.
But Russell Wilson's at quarterback, you know. You don't have an established run game. I like Tracy. I like Scattaboo, but for week 1, this is definitely a below average backfield for sure. That offensive line's got question marks. Evan Neal is starting, I think, at guard. I don't really want him starting anywhere. He's so bad. So I think that the Giants are probably going to start slow this season, and the Commanders are a very good offense at least, so I think that they'll be able to pull out the win.
I actually went with the Giants here.
Unsurprising.
I mean, if you really think about it, I think that the Giants have a good shot of winning this game. Like you said, it's close.
I agree.
But we look at the coaching. That's a big thing in week 1 for me. Coaching, definitely taking Dable over Dan Quinn.
It's funny. People would not agree with you.
Okay, but Dable is actually proved he won a playoff game with Daniel Jones, while Dan Quinn led a bottom 10 defense. And sold a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl and let Jordan Love put up 45 points. So doesn't really have the best resume in my opinion. So coaching, I go that way. Offense, obviously the Commanders do have the edge, but I think this offense is a bit underrated on the Giants side of the ball. They don't really have anyone to guard Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors can just go to town. Marshawn Lattimore is going to guard him.
Mike Sanderson.
Neither one is guarding Malik Neighbors.
Sanderson would put him on lock. Dude.
Yeah, okay. This running game, you're acting like it's below average or whatever because they're young. This run defense sucks. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
terrible.
They'll have a good
They'll
game.
still be fine. And not to mention, like, the biggest weakness for this offense is their offensive line. I'm really scared of the Commanders' pass rushers.
I mean, it's
I'm
not really
by
that
the way.
weak. It's not really that weak.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Commanders' offensive line.
No, the Commanders' pass rush is so bad, and that's the Giants' biggest
Yeah.
weakness on the offensive line. They match up really well into this football team, and I think the only way the Commanders pull this game out is scoring a lot of points. I don't know if I'm confident they will against this good, underrated top 10 defense. Sexy Dexy coming back. You've got Abdul Carter now. You've got a good edge rushing duo there. Your pass rush is going to be really, really solid. And then you've got a really young a bunch of second year players coming in that secondary and adding the Javon Holland in that secondary, adding Paulson Adebo in that secondary. I like the Giants' chances here to win this football game. I think they match up really, really well against the Commanders.
What's funny is 5% of people pick the Giants and 10% of people pick the Saints.
That's actually insane. That's just do not know
so
ball.
stupid.
I think people are going to wig out when Giants win and be like, James Daniels has no help. That's what I think is going to happen.
I mean, I'd put money on that if they lost.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But
it's not going to be Jaden's fault, in at least the public's eyes.
In the public eyes, it won't be. But all right, who we got next?
We got the Panthers versus the Jaguars.
I
Another
wonder who
close
you
game.
went with.
80% of people went the Jaguars.
Wow, that's a lot.
Why is everybody trusting Trevor Lawrence again? It's just
know.
he's not a good quarterback.
No.
He's obviously worse than Bryce Young. Neither are like super proven, but also Chuba Hubbard's way better than Tank Bigsby, who's obviously their best running back. But the Jaguars don't even know that, so that's another problem with them. Their defense is garbage. I just obviously the Panthers defense is garbage as well, but I trust
Way
Bryce
worse.
Young more than I trust Trevor Lawrence. I'm gonna go with the Panthers, the upset pick here.
I'm going to go with the Jags here.
Really? Why?
I was really back and forth on this game. This one was a tough game to pick for me because it's very close. I can see it going either way. But ultimately what I decided on is, man, this Panthers defense is so bad. Like, it's so
their
bad.
biggest weakness is against the run.
Yeah, and I think Tank Bigsby's a really underrated running back.
Tank Bigsby's going to get like 50%
and I'm not
of
confident they
carries,
can
if
stop
that.
the Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr. duo, which it's clear they're playing Hunter more at receiver. They put him as a starter on wide receiver and a backup at corner. So Hunter being your second option, I mean, that's a good receiving duo. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence, but I trust him enough to put up points against this defense that is so unbelievably terrible. And you're talking about how bad the Jags defense is. It is so much better than the Panthers defense. Like, it's not close. And that's, like, so sad. This Panthers defense was historically bad against the run. So it doesn't matter if you think Tank Bigsby's... I think I projected him to be, like, 26th best running back in the league. That's good enough to have a 100-yard game against this defense.
Yeah, but he's not going to get the volume. They're going to give it to Travis Etienne, who's going to
He
average
might be
3
good
yards per
enough.
carry.
He might be good enough to average 5 against this defense. That's how bad it is.
It's not that bad.
It's so unbelievably terrible.
The Panthers have made strides.
And like
in
I
the
said,
offseason
it can
on
go
defense.
either way. But I'm going to give it to the Jags. I've already picked quite a few upsets. And this one was so close, it just didn't feel like picking another upset.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chuba's going to have a huge game, and he's going to be the reason why they win this game.
If
and
they win,
Bryce
that's
Young's
why.
not going to make mistakes, and he's going to
If
do
they
what he
win,
has
it's
to do
going to be
for them
because
to
of
win.
Chuba, 100%.
Yeah.
But I also don't trust this pass game at all with Tet, who I don't like. Coker being out.
Hunter
getting rid of
Renfro's
Thielen.
starting.
Yeah.
It's funny, he went from being cut to starting.
Yeah, I don't understand, but whatever. Yeah, anyway, but that one's going to be close for sure.
Yeah.
Boring game, but a good game.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Titans versus the Broncos.
Ooh, I wonder.
Obviously going with the Broncos here. The Titans with Cam Ward against this Broncos defense. I don't see the way that they win this game. That's why it's going to be my lock of the week. Rookie quarterback going against probably the best defense in the NFL, if not second best defense in the NFL. I just don't see how he can overcome this, especially with Calvin Ridley as his only weapon on offense. Tony Pollard's going to be eating every carry with Tajay Spears out. He's a fine running back, but he's nothing special, nothing that could really give the Titans a chance. This Titans defense sucks, and then Bo Nix is obviously going to be able to, play well enough for them to win and easily. Like, he'll be able to put up points without much problems.
Exactly. Stole my lock of the week for sure. Being my team and all, I definitely was going to go with this from the start. I mean, this is such an easy lock. We have not won an opener in quite a while.
And you picked them in Eliminator for the opener the past 2 seasons.
No, I did not last year, but I picked the Bengals. But
I
did pick them against the Raiders, and that did not work out. But ultimately, I do think that this is the year we get a win again in the opener. Like, if we lose this game, I don't even know what my reaction is going to be, because Cam Ward is a rookie. I don't even like him. I think he's a terrible prospect. And so thinking that's obviously going to do it. But even if you do like it, he's got no help around him. And the defense sucks, like you said. Like, we just match up perfect, like not perfectly, like matchup wise.
Everybody matches up
right. That's what I'm
perfectly
saying.
with a decent defense.
Like when we have a top 3 defense in the NFL, potentially be number 1, and we're going up against a rookie quarterback in Denver in Week 1. We could score 1 touchdown and possibly win this game. Like, that's how much of a lock it is. So, we have a refined offense. We're gonna put some sort of points on the board.
Refined.
So we'll see what happens, but definitely my lock of the week as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really, really boring game.
I'm excited to watch it.
I'm not. I won't be watching much of it. But next we got the Niners versus the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
It's another game that could go either way.
This was the hardest one for me.
Yeah, I mean, the Niners are out. Don't have Juwan Jennings or Brandon Ayuk. I think that's it. Oh, no, Juwan Jennings is questionable. It's just Brandon Ayuk that's hurt.
And Robinson is suspended.
Oh, yeah, and Robinson's suspended. So, I don't know. That offense is not going to be as good as it should be. That offensive line took some hits this offseason. Not Dan Moore. What's the other guy's name? One of them went to the Chiefs, their left tackle. And then their left guard. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. He's literally on the Packers. But he's like the most forgettable lineman in the league. He's so mid.
Aaron Banks?
Yeah.
Is that who it is? Yeah.
Yeah, so he's also gone. Those were two of their better linemen outside of Trent Williams. Their line obviously took some hits. The Seahawks defense is really good. Brock Purdy's not. I mean, obviously I don't trust Sam Darnold either. I think that this is just going to be whichever defense can dominate the other offense. And I trust the Seahawks defense more. I'm going to go with the Seahawks here.
Yeah, it's just so hard for me. Even right now, I'm honestly still flipping back and forth. I don't know what to pick. I feel like I'm going to go with the Seahawks here, I think. Ultimately because, if McCaffrey looks like himself, I think they win this game. But McCaffrey's coming off another injury. It's early on. Like, if he looks like himself, it's going to be at the end of the season, not the beginning. And so I'm going to say the Niners start off slow. I'm going to give this to the Seahawks, who have a good defense, a better defense than the Niners for sure. And I like Mike McDonald as a coach. So maybe this team puts something together, a good game plan in week 1, come out on top against the Niners, and maybe they split the series later in the season. But I'm going to go with the Seahawks here, I believe.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Lions versus the Packers.
Oh, another super easy one.
The Packers are 2.5-point favorites in this.
It makes no sense.
I don't get that at all personally. We were 1.5 before the Micah Parsons trade. Micah Parsons.
He's a Packers fan, by the way.
Okay, Micah Parsons might not play. Packers normally struggle in the opener. Lions, I think they also do. I think I heard something like that. But division game, it could go either way. But I'm going to go with the Lions. I trust their offense and their defense a little bit more. Jared Goff is going to be able to do what they need him to do to win. Jordan Love could do what we need him to do to win, which is going to be a lot more than Jared Goff will have to do. But he also could do enough that we lose, if that makes sense. So.
Yeah, he could be the reason you lose.
But
the reason
Josh Jacobs could have a huge game. He only needs, I think it's 130 yards. If he gets 130 yards this game, he's the third fastest player in NFL history to 7,000 yards.
Oh, that's all he needs.
Yeah, but or maybe it was 115. Anyway, really motivated there for Josh Jacobs. Could easily see the Packers getting it, but I don't like picking for my team when it's a close game because then I'm disappointed and frustrated that I picked us. But I think they're a better team, so I'm going to pick them.
Yeah, I mean, they're 115% a better football team. Don't know why people are projecting them as higher in the power rankings, better record, winning the division, all that weird. I don't know why they're 2.5 favorites. Super weird. This is an easy Lions pick for me. Lions are at home as well, I believe. Or no,
I don't remember.
Maybe I think it is in Lambeau actually. But it's just not going to be a close game, I don't think. It could be closer because it's a division game, of course, so there's always that factor of, the Packers could come out and win. But like you said, Lions are just a better football team right now. Parsons, your biggest addition on the defensive side of the ball, he's going to get shot with an epidural before the game to play, apparently, which does not sound good, by the way. So they're risking Parsons.
I don't think we'd throw him out there if it was a big risk.
I think you would, because I think you think you can win.
Well, we can. It's going to be, it's probably 55% chance for them.
Which way more than that, but...
No.
That's a crazy thing to say.
Okay, there's a reason why we're favored, because people think we have a good chance.
Yeah, I don't care what people think. I'm telling you what actually happens.
It's week 1. It's in division.
Yeah, and that's why I said it could happen. But I'm giving them like a 70% chance to win.
That's crazy.
It's not.
That's
crazy.
Like what it would be if we were at their stadium and it was like week 18.
70's 30% is pretty generous. So.
It's not generous.
Ultimately, getting an epidural shot, it just kind of sounds crazy. I don't know. Parsons hasn't been practicing for a while. Might start off slow.
He's practicing right now.
Yeah, but he just started practicing. You want to bring that up about Rasul Douglas? I can bring that up about Micah Parsons, who's playing with an injury. So I don't know. I'm not confident Micah's going to start off hot. Obviously, he's a phenomenal player, though. And I don't know. I just trust this offense to score a lot of points on this Packers defense.
Yeah, we're a team that's going to get better throughout the season as Micah gets used to the system.
Yeah.
He gets healthy.
Parsons
Matthew Golden, first career game. He's supposed to be a wide receiver 1. It's gonna be difficult for him to like deliver on expectations in week 1.
Love only plays good in Toyotathon. Like, we have a lot of reasons to not
Yeah,
think
like
they're going to
we're
win
a
this
team
game.
that's gonna get better later in the season.
Right, which is
rather
why
than
you're not
start.
going to win this first game.
I don't think we'll win, but I think that you're underselling our chance.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
Next up, we got the Rams versus the Texans.
I think
another
this is a
good game.
Yeah.
Very good defenses here. Stafford has that back issue, which might apparently is going to be lingering throughout the whole season. I don't like to hear that at all.
Nope.
But I'm still going to go with the Rams because I trust Stafford. I trust this offense. With the addition of Devontae Adams, this offense should be even better. And the Texans' offensive line is absolute garbage. Jared Verse could get 3 sacks in this game, and it would not surprise me at all. Braden Fisk, you got... what's the other dude's name? Their other DT, Kobe Turner. He's also a great pass rusher. This whole defensive line is just really good. And Stroud's going to have to deal with that the whole time.
Yeah.
And they don't have Mixon.
Yeah, I mean,
I think is an upgrade.
not
But
really.
they're not playing their better running back still in Damian Pierce. They're
Yeah.
playing Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I mean, I also went the Rams. I do think the Texans can win this game for sure, just based off their defense alone. But like you said, pass rush is really good against a terrible offensive line. I'm not as worried about the Stafford issue as most people are. I think everyone is kind of overblowing it. Like, yeah, it's something to be like, oh, well, I don't love to hear that. Like, obviously, you prefer that not to be there. But dude, Stafford plays through anything at a high level. He's done it his entire career. This doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. He's been at practice. He's been completely fine. If they were that worried about it, they'd sit him early in the season and play him late because they know they're a Super Bowl contender. I think it's going to be just fine. Definitely going the Rams here, but this was one I was considering to be like the big upset of the week because I think
It's not really a big upset. I think
it is, but
I don't think it is.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Texans.
Yeah,
take
definitely
this.
not.
But I think we only have 2 games left, right?
Yep. Next up, we got the Ravens versus the Bills.
Game of the
week. This is gonna be a very good game.
I'm so excited.
Allen and Lamar fans hate each other. This is a huge argument. Who deserved the MVP last season?
I hate Allen fans for sure.
Wow, that's rude. But the Ravens, in my opinion, are the better football team.
By far.
Lamar's the better quarterback. I
By
think
far.
Harbaugh's the better coach. I just think this whole team. You don't like either of them, but
Yeah,
anyway,
they're both bad coaches.
this whole team is probably better as a whole than the Bills. I'm gonna pick them to win this game. I know Lamar apparently chokes in big games. He really doesn't, and I think he's been able to put the team on his back like they did last season in
Exactly.
the regular season.
Yeah, somehow more people are picking the Bills in this game.
I mean, it's certainly, I think it's like could be a legitimate 50-50 in my opinion.
I don't think so at all. I think this is like almost 70-30.
Oh my gosh, dude. You're underselling how
No,
easy
you don't.
it is to upset someone.
You don't understand this game though, because guys, just everyone forget that they played on Sunday Night Football last season, and the Bills lost by 30. They lost by 30.
Allen, was
They
that the
put
game
a-
Allen completed 10 of 30?
No, that was a Texans
Oh,
game.
okay.
They put up 10 points on this Ravens defense, and the Ravens dropped 35.
The Ravens defense just got way better.
And it got better. Like, this makes no... I don't understand predicting the Bills at all. Obviously, the Bills can take this game. They're a phenomenal team. But they don't have anywhere near a 50% chance. I mean, Henry's going to run all over them. Lamar's going to pass all over them. And people are like, oh, well, the reason I'm predicting them is because, yeah, they lost in the regular season by a lot last year. But in the playoffs where we think Lamar sucks, we barely won by 2 because of everything went wrong for the Ravens. If anything goes right for the Ravens, they will win this football game according to all the information we have from last season. And you think Lamar plays worse in the playoffs. Now it's the regular season. You think he plays better here. So he's going to play good. There's zero argument to predict the Bills here, in my opinion, except, well, it could be a big upset. Yeah, sure, if you want to take a chance, but like statistically and like objectively, the Ravens have a better chance here.
Yeah, makes sense. Anyway, last game of the week, Vikings-Bears. I cannot believe this is what we get opening week Monday Night Football.
So lame.
I
It
think
could be a
these-
good game, though.
These teams, both their quarterbacks are very inexperienced. I think this would have been a more exciting game later in the season, especially with both of them.
I don't know.
I don't know. You don't want to go too late because they'll both be out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But you want, like,
I'm
week
really excited for
6.
3-13 versus
Yeah, well-
6-10.
Yeah, I mean, but like week 1, we serious.
Yeah, it's
JJ
terrible.
McCarthy's first career start. It's going to be a hard time for him against this Bears defense. That's pretty good, honestly. Bears offensive line's revamped, but they have to play against Brian Flores' scheme, which generates so much pressure regardless of the offensive line. Caleb has not been able to deal with pressure in his career, taking so many sacks. I think that'll continue. I think still an issue for him. I'm going to pick the Vikings.
I think this game's actually not going to be very close. I
I
think
think it'll be a close
I think
game.
it's going to be handedly in the Vikings' favor. Once again, going back to the coaching, Kevin O'Connell's a phenomenal coach, top 4 coach in this league. And he's going to put together a really good opening day scheme to just drive down the field and get at least a couple scores, I think. And I think that might be enough to win right there.
Ben Johnson hates crazy.
I'm not hating on Ben Johnson. I'm hating on Caleb Williams. I don't trust Caleb Williams and DeAndre Swift to score on this Vikings defense, which is way better than the scheme makes them way better than they are on paper, but it's really good against young quarterbacks specifically who take a lot of sacks. Sounds pretty familiar, don't you think? So I don't know. I'm not trusting the Bears in any way. I don't really see a way the Bears get this win, if I'm being
I definitely
honest.
could see a way.
Unless JJ McCarthy is so bad that they just
He
can't
could
score.
easily be so bad.
Yeah.
Like if the Bears,
If they don't
let's say Ben
score.
Johnson's like him, and he draws up this elite drive. They score 7 points. They play with the lead. If they play with the lead, they can win this game. I think they are a team that can play with the lead.
I think the one way they win
And
is if the
McCarthy's-
game's like 7-6.
McCarthy has to make plays if they're losing, and I don't think he's
Yeah.
capable of doing that. So
Yeah. Well, I think
I
both
think
teams
that's-
need to take the ball first, which is kind of a weird thing to say because I'm a big believer in you defer. Like get ball half, in my opinion, is a huge advantage, and I think both teams need to take the ball first because whoever scores first could win the game for sure.
yeah,
But yeah, that's it for our predictions. Let us know who your lock of the week is down in the comments and just who you're predicting for all the games. We're super, super, super excited to get started with this NFL season. It starts tomorrow. Make sure you tune into the live stream. We're going to be doing the play-by-play for the game, so make sure you tune in. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.